Well, welcome to all of our guests here tonight. We have a special guest for you, but we want to welcome our new guests that are taking a look at this for the very first time. We all sat in your shoes, right? Going right through life just like you are. My husband and I got shown what you're about to see. We actually had our dream jobs, both of us. We loved what we did. Although it wasn't necessarily giving us our dream life. We found ourselves living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I highly do not recommend it. It's not fun. So we got shown what you're about to see. And, we just got started on a very part-time basis. But over time, it walked us into a full-time income, and this is all that we have done. So what you're about to see has two different avenues for you to take a look at, and you can choose one or you can choose both. And that's what I love here. One as a health standpoint, or two for a financial standpoint. And, hopefully it's for both of them. And that's kind of how we found ourselves. So the name of the company is Partner.co. We are global. We are in over 50 countries around the world. But here's what makes us really unique and different from most companies out there is that we're partnered with doctors from all around the world. And so all of our products are doctor created, but backed by science. And the one thing that all of our doctors have in common is a no compromise philosophy. But what does that really mean for you and I? What it means is that all of our products come at clinical doses, and that we have zero negative ingredients within our product line. We've got over 215 published clinical studies, and we've got quite a few products that are in the physician desk reference. Here is our third-party certifications. So we have over 100 products within our company. We've got anything from clean energy drinks to liquid superfoods to nutritional supplements to weight loss and balance and hormones to athletic performance, you name it, we've got it basically. We just sit right in the middle of 7 different multi-billion-dollar industries out there. I mean, we're already out there buying 1, 2, or 3 different products within any of these different industries. For me, I don't know about you, but the problem is I'm out here spending all this money and I'm getting really zero results. So now I just look at it as I just redirect my spending through myself. I get high quality products that give me real results, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. So we're only going to talk about 2 of our products. The first product being our Slenderize, or what you may know them as Skinny Drops. And this product was actually created by 2 doctors out in California. And what it was actually created for was to balance hormones. And so they ran this clinical study. And at the end of the clinical study, 9,000 patients went through this clinical study, men and women. And the one thing that they found that everybody had in common across the board as a side effect was weight loss. So to actually have a positive side effect out there is basically unheard of in my world. I haven't heard of a positive side effect to a product out there. So this is how easy it is. It's 2 bottles that come in a box. The first bottle is a clear liquid. It's a blend of like 10 different plant leaf extracts. And what it's going to do, you're going to put it underneath your tongue 3 times a day, whether you eat or not. And what it's going to do is help balance your thyroid. It's going to help balance your pancreas, and it's going to help detox the body. And then the second bottle is Accelerate. You're going to put it underneath your tongue twice a day. And it's a blend of your pure form of B12, your rhodiola, your ashwagandha, your rosehip. So now we're increasing our energy. We're increasing our metabolism. We're boosting our mood. But yet we're stabilizing out our cortisol levels, as we get bombarded like we do with stress all day long. And so what I like to tell you is, we've got an approved food list. We're not counting calories. We're not counting carbs. We're not starving you. We're not weighing our food. We give you an approved food list that was actually created by the top type 2 diabetes doctor in the world. So this list is not just thrown together by somebody. It's a list that was actually created by the top doctors in the world. And so you eat from the list, and you take the drops. The drops only work if they get put in your body. They do not work sitting in the bottle. So now we're out back getting your body back balanced. We're getting it back working for you instead of against you. Like we get up fighting our body all day. It seems like, we're always, looking and grabbing for that quick fix, for that pick me up, that energy, that feel good food, whatever that is. Now, instead of fighting our bodies all day long, now we're back getting it back working for us. And so now I'm just going to kind of share real people with real results, because really and truly, that's what matters. And let me tell you, we're not a diet. We're not a weight loss. We're not the next fad. So what you're about to see with the results is more than just people that have lost weight. Because again, remember, we're balancing the body. And so there's so many more wins that can happen besides that number that's on the scale. This is one of my favorite stories. And you're going to hear from Reese here at the end, but everybody knows Ashley, but and we started to know Reese because they've become a power couple out here working the business together. But I love their start here because, like Kim and like everybody else, a lot of people that you're going to see that's going to follow, he really just thought it was a scam. So Ashley got involved and she started taking the drops. And, so her big wins is not so much the weight loss as it is the no more night sweats and not having to wake up in the middle of the night dripping wet and having to change clothes. That's huge wins, her sugar cravings are down. And what she'll tell you is that she, before she would have a little bit of coffee with her creamers every morning. And now, that's basically gone. So, but her husband, though, on the other hand, got started on the drops only to prove his wife wrong and that they were snake oil and they weren't going to work. Little did he know, they ended up working. In the first month, he was down like 15 pounds. But now, overall, since he got started on the drops, he's down. I'm probably going to cut it wrong, but he can correct me in the end. But it's probably like 55 pounds actually down now since he got started. And so, but my favorite part is that he had to say, you were right and I was wrong. And so I love that part of it. But and then we've got Courtney here, a nurse practitioner. You can so you're going to see it's just transformations and different bodies, different ages that it works on all of us. It's just getting our body back balanced. So I'm just going to share real people with real results is what you're seeing. And this is Ursula, mother of 6, homeschools her kids, always on the go. So this is how easy they are. They drop the bottles. You just take them with you, and she's managed to lose 38 pounds by living at the baseball field, softball field, and the cheerleading gym. We all know that's not easy. And then Jeff, look at this, the big wins. 31 pounds, but I think he'll tell you his biggest wins. You can see the body transformation is just the pant size, the inches that he's losing, and just being more comfortable in his clothes, and then starting to coming off some of his medications. Because, that's what this is about. You want your body back working for you again. It's not meant to always stay on these medications. So big wins. Valerie down 13 pounds in 5 weeks, looking gorgeous. And then we got Brittany here. She's another one like Reese. Did not think that these 2 little bottles in a box were actually going to do something and help her. Why would they, right? She's been on it all, tried it all, doctor prescribes everything and never had success. And so I remember meeting her that night before she got started, and she said, I'll take the drops, but they're not going to work. But now look at her. Here she is, 76 pounds down. And just killing it. And this is the thing, it's her journey, right? So we just kind of meet you wherever you are in life, and we just get to walk and be a part of that journey with you. And that's one of my favorite parts as well. Jordan, she's a mother of 3. She's a nurse, she's a wife. And she'll tell you her biggest wins are not the weight loss. The biggest wins, she'll tell you, is her mood. And she'll tell you it healed her brain from the inside out and has been able to come off some medications that were helping with those moods. And, those are huge wins. And I love getting to be a part of that. And then we've got Ernest and Rayshawn, and look at their 8 weeks transformations. So all ages, you know, all body types. Krista here, again, her and her husband doing this, but she'll tell you her biggest wins again is her energy and her mood. They just make her feel better. She says she's a better mother. Her boys love being around her. Her husband loves being around her. And sometimes she says, heck, I even love being around myself better, you know? So I love it. Again, all body types. And then we got Dr. Crystal. I love her story too, autoimmune disease. And she was just so sick and tired of just being sick and tired, right? I mean, we all have felt that at some point in our life. She decided to take her health back into her own hands. And when she did, here she is. She'll tell you that she now weighs less than the amount of weight that she lost. And that's huge. And that's been years now that she has been able to maintain and keep that weight off. And then we've got Kim. You know, she's like everybody else that has been on here. She's seen it all, been on it all, doctor prescribed. She's actually got muscular dystrophy, so she cannot exercise. Her doctors told her she was 2 years away from being in a wheelchair. But, you know, she did not think that 2 bottles in a box was going to make a difference in her life. And they did. Her daughter brought home the box and she got started. And over 8.5 months, she's lost 92 pounds. And it's been over 4.5 years ago. And that's her on the back of her grandson's 4-wheeler back in April. She could have never done that 4.5 years ago. Never. And look at her. So she's really reclaimed and got her life back. And again, this is her journey, right? So we just kind of meet you wherever you are and just walk you right through life and being a part of that journey with her. All right. So that's the drops. Now I'm going to kind of switch gears and talk about our second product. And what it is called MOA. And it's 36 superfoods from all around the world in one little bitty old pouch of 1.7 ounces. This pouch packs a huge punch. I mean, it's fighting anything that's going on in your body that's got inflammation. So it also helps with digestive issues. It helps with high blood pressure. So when you start reducing that inflammation in your body, it's amazing how much better we start to feel. We've got all 6 medicinal mushrooms in there, not 1, not 2, but all 6. You can go just Google one and at PubMed, and you can see all the benefits that gives you. So imagine all 6 of them right there. So it's all at clinical doses. Again, this is not watered up and it's not juiced down. This is pure liquid nutrition at the cellular level. So now we're boosting our immune system as well. And so here's Ernest. You saw him earlier. He had lost weight on the drops, and he's a tennis coach, and he had tweaked his ankle out on the tennis court. And because he's in the company, he knew to take more than 1 MOA, took 3 MOAs that night, and then here's his ankle the next day. Again, just helping and reducing that inflammation in your body. Again, this is psoriasis, and you know, he started taking the MOA only because his wife had it in the refrigerator. He didn't know that it was going to help with his psoriasis. His wife didn't know it was going to help. And we didn't know he had psoriasis, or we would have told him to take more than 1 or 2 a day to jump start it in your body. But he just took 1 or 2 a day. And over a month, you can see what happened and started clearing up his legs. And then we've got Miss Deborah. She's got rheumatoid arthritis there. She was on a walker. She was in a lot of pain, not getting around much. And so when we did that Zoom with her, we told her, you know, my husband said, you're going to need to do more than 1 MOA pouch a day. And so she did more than 1, up to 2 a day. And there's 30 that comes in a box. So she did a whole box of MOA in 20 days. And then you can see that middle picture is the result of after a box of MOA in 20 days. And so she's getting around. You can tell now on the right-hand side that she is loving life, full of joy and love and life. It's amazing. She's just glowing over there, feeling good. And then it's also for athletic performance. So, you know, Kristen won't go a day without it because it gets you in your recovery right back into the gym and your body healing, your muscles healing, so you can get back into that gym and that workout a lot faster. So like I said, this MOA packs a huge punch from reducing inflammation in our body to boosting our immune system to athletic performance. So now what I want to do is kind of just switch gears. That's our products. You know, I've only talked about 2 out of the 100 products that our company has to offer. And so, you know, over the last couple of years, it's kind of created, the global events have kind of really created this perfect storm out there for our company. And it's kind of merged like 4 markets together without us really even realizing it. And one being the health and wellness industry. You know, today, everybody is way more aware of their health today than what they were a couple of years ago. 2, being that technology revolution. You know, who would have ever thought that this little gadget could shrink the world like it does on a global scale? And not only that, but the masses being able to utilize it on a global scale like it does. You know, a couple of years ago, not very many people really knew how to Zoom or FaceTime. Now everybody knows how to Zoom or Skype or FaceTime. And then that home-based business world, you know, everybody was sent home a couple of years ago, and now everybody kind of went back to work. Nobody wants to be at home, but nobody wants to be back at work, you know, in that cubicle punching that clock. But nobody really wants to be at home either. So what we want is that flexibility and that mobility to be able to work where we want to and when we want to. And that's what you got your hands on here. And then that last final piece of the equation is that mobile payments that we do. It is nothing now for us to have not one, but probably 2 or 3 different apps downloaded on our phone and how to send money to somebody, whether it be Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, you know, all those little different ways that, and we do it without even thinking anymore. Before, it was probably just used for us just to pay the babysitter, right? Or to send our kid money when they needed it if they were off in college. Now it's, you know, however, it's a natural way of sending somebody some money. So all of those markets have really merged together for that perfect storm with our company. And this is how easy it is to kind of switch gears into our company and apply that. So on a business side, it's $29.95, and that gets you that global virtual franchise. And here's the most important thing. That's a one-time fee. Not once a year, not once a month. It's just a one-time fee. And what do you get with that? You get a website, you get a back office that keeps track of everything for you, from your customers to your orders to your paychecks. And then you also got on your website side access to all 100 products, along with being in over 50 countries. You got access to all those countries as well. And then we've also got apps, we've got training, we got tons of tools, anything that you need to set your business up for success. And then this is how easy it is to get started. For a 4-pack, 4 boxes of drops, you sell 3 and you get yours for free. And when you do that, you not only got your box of drops for free, but it also covers the cost of your $29.95. But I don't really like to use the word sell because I can't sell anything. All we do here is share. We just start sharing our journey on the drops, whether that be 1, word of mouth, or 2, social media, whichever one you're most comfortable with. And when you start sharing your journey, people want to know. When you start feeling better, you have more energy, you're sleeping better at night, your body's getting back balance, you're not having hot flashes and night sweats, and you know, your body starts really healing from the inside out, and you're feeling so much better. People want to know, and you want to share. I know I do. And then when that happens, we have a system that is set up to launch your business so you have success right out the gate. It's so simple. It's an app that you download, and as soon as you get it downloaded, we'll send you the link and it'll upload right into that app. The person that invited you here tonight, we will walk you through. You're not in this by yourself, and we will help you launch your 7-day journey here and start sharing it. It's so easy. And now we're taking our drops, and now we're turning them into profits. And that gets that cash into your hands immediately. That changes changes, you know, dynamics at your home pretty much immediately. For us, it was, you know, a tank of gas. For us, it was, you know, an extra trip at the grocery store. I wasn't so stressed when I went to the grocery store. Or it might be paying that light bill. I mean, we lived paycheck to paycheck. So when I started having cash coming into our pockets pretty quickly, it makes a difference. But we're so much more than just selling a box of drops. Trust me. So our pay plan with the company has been voted the #1 pay plan in the industry. You don't have to take my word for it. You can look that up on the Better Business magazine from home. And so within our company, and you start building within our pay plan, you'll start growing out of business. And we get paid here within the company 9 different ways. We only talked about the retail profits, but we get paid out here 9 different ways. I've never gotten paid 9 different ways before. Todd coaching football never got paid 9 different ways. Fred, have you ever gotten paid 9 different ways before?
As a bricklayer for almost most of my adult life, I prayed to get paid.
Right? So here we get paid 9 different ways, but and to get paid, one of the requirements here is just to have a subscribe and save. And what is that? It's 100 points worth of product or $150, whichever one comes first. You can take that product and retail it out if you so choose. It could be a customer if you so choose that to be instead of, or if you don't want to do internal consumption with it. And what that does, it unlocks that weekly paycheck because we get paid here every week. It unlocks that total 30% discount within the company. It also, we're only going to get billed every 4th Friday. So that could, again, that can be you or it can be a customer. And the big thing here is there's no contracts and you can change that up every month if you so choose. So there's a lot of options here. This is my favorite way that we get paid. So we're not about putting you in debt, we're about getting you out of debt. And so with that being said, one of the ways that we start getting paid is when you hit a criteria and it's like $250 for that week. And when you do, the company sets aside free money. And that's 15% of whatever, anything over that $250. And they set it into an account with your name on it. And when it hits $10,000, they call you up, congratulate you, but they direct deposit it on that following Friday. So now you just got a $10,000 bonus that you get to decide what you want to do with it. Then after that, instead of getting paid 4 times a month, you now get a 5th check up to $2,000. So now that can be your house note. That could be your car note. That could be your retirement, vacation money. It could be, get out of debt, whatever that is. It's different for everybody, but this is what I love. You get to choose for yourself instead of somebody deciding for you and it being some kind of car program or something that's going to put you in debt. So again, we're about getting you out of debt. And this is one of my absolute favorite ways. And when people get their $10,000 bonus check, it is just so much fun to watch them just light up and make a difference in their lives. So we also, besides having getting paid 9 different ways, and then we've got the savings bonus program, we also have a trips. So now you get to go make and build in an extra stream of income. And now we get to take trips for free if that's something that you like to do. So we've got one to Tahiti that we go on every year. But then we've also got one that this year is going to be the Bahamas, and that will change up too. The Tahiti trip is always set in stone, but then they'll move around and we'll kind of travel the world around on the other trip. So not bad, right? So a lot here. So we get to get healthy, feel better, have more energy, sleep better, but yet we also get to build in an extra stream of income into our lives. Is that something that you choose to do? But most importantly, Fred, I'm very excited about our guest here tonight because, I was a stay-at-home mom and my husband was a high school football coach, right? And so everybody knew we needed extra money, needed something different. We weren't on anybody's chicken list out there. But, then we've got people like Reese Antling, who is an executive in the corporate world, one of the top seafood companies in the country. And not just getting healthy on a health standpoint, but they're actually out here working this like a full-time job, right? I mean, they are building this big time. So I would love for Reese to kind of come on and share, like, you're an executive, like, this isn't something did you ever see yourself coming here and doing something like this? Or,
No, not at all. Never. In fact, is my audio all good? It was giving me trouble a minute ago. All right, sweet. So no, when Ashley, my wife, she brought this into our lives back in the middle of March. I'm an analytical guy. I mean, like you said, I'm an executive. I'm a VP of operations with our company. Our company does about 8 million to 9 million pounds of shrimp a year all over the world. Whether if you're buying shrimp at Whole Foods, Fresh Market, Wegmans, all those type of stores, it's probably coming from us. So it's a pretty big operation. It's in food, and it's something I'm very passionate about because it's a health food and what we do. But when Ashley brought Partner Co into our lives, I wasn't looking for anything. We're always looking for extra funds. Because we like to travel, and so that's Ashley worked. She's an X-ray tech, but she works 3 other jobs, or she was working 3 other jobs just so we could travel. What I make is what we pay bills with. And hey, we talk about it all the time. And we talk, 6 figures now is not what it was just 2 or 3 years ago. 6 figures now definitely isn't what it was 10 or 15 years ago. When somebody says I make $100,000, I mean, that it doesn't go very far. You're still living paycheck to paycheck. And Ashley and I, we make decent money, but we were still living paycheck to paycheck. So Ashley brings this home, and she's a hustler. So she's always looking for something. So she brings home this box of drops and tells me, hey, I'm going to take these drops. And I'm like, you don't need those drops. I'm like, and they're not going to work anyways. Come on, really? And she's, so I made fun of that. And as we talk about sometimes, I mean, my wife is very hard-headed, stubborn, independent, and maybe the better word. But needless to say that the house was not going to be pleasant if I kept making fun of her new drops and this new business she started talking about. Keep in mind, she had done some things like this before and never had any success. So I made fun of the drops, called them snake oil, like you said earlier. I called the business. I was like, I called it all kinds of things. I thought it was a scam when she first talked about it. And I was like, anyways, so to make the house happy again, to calm it down a little bit, I said, okay, I'll take the drops. But my whole intentions of taking the drops were to prove Ashley wrong, to say, see, they don't work. Because I've tried keto, I've tried paleo, I've done the NuMap, I've done Atkins, all the no sugar stuff, and I was successful for a few weeks. But the problem is I'm a sugar addict. So those cravings would come back and I would be miserable. And then I would start eating sugar again, and all the weight I lost would come back on and all that. The thing with the drops that helped me so much, it was about a week and a half in, and I laid down one night. And again, I'm trying to prove Ashley wrong. I'm really not trying to lose weight at this point. And I laid down, I'm like, I didn't have a Pepsi today or a soda. And that was a big thing for me because I was having six a day at least. I mean, that's all I drank was Pepsis or sweet teas or something of that nature. And it has been since I was a kid. When I was 3 years old, I'm such a sugar addict from the time I was little. When I was 3 years old, I locked my parents out of the house at Halloween and ate all the Halloween candy before any other kids could get it while they're banging on the door. And I'm telling them one more minute. My mom laughs about that story, but it really was kind of the start of my sugar addiction. And I've always had it. I mean, I had to have cookies and milk when I go to bed. So that night I went to bed, I was like, I didn't have a Pepsi, and it never even crossed my mind today. And then I thought, I didn't have my cookies and milk. I know that sounds like a little kid thing, but hey, it is what it is. I love a gold glass of milk with something sweet, and I had to have it every single night. Well, I didn't have it that night. And then I was like, dang, these things actually are working. And so now I've lost 57 pounds, so a little bit more than the 54. So I'm down 57 and loving the drops. All my numbers, my doctor is thrilled with them. So that's the biggest plus. And then the other side is the business side for us. Again, I was critical of the business. I'm very analytical. I need to know what's going on. I need to see the ins and outs. And when this came into our lives, I'm like, this is going to be just like some of the other stuff you've done. However, about 2, maybe 3 weeks in, I played drums at church, but one week they were asking me to play bass guitar, but I don't have a really good bass guitar. So I was complaining to my wife, Ashley, a little bit about it. And she said, well, go buy that guitar you were looking at the other day. And I was like, we can't afford it. It's not in the budget. And she was like, oh, I get paid Friday. I said, no, you don't. You get paid every 2 weeks. So you got paid last Friday. You're not getting paid this Friday. She said, no, I'm getting paid from Partner Code. I'm like, really? How much could it be? It was enough to go buy a brand new guitar. So I went and bought the guitar, and then I'm like, okay, I want to meet these people you've been talking about, Todd and Ashley Rowland. So Todd comes over. Again, I'm an analytical guy. I'm wanting to see how you really make money. And he sits down and he goes through the pay plan, and we're going through it. And I'm like, this is actually a legitimate business with awesome products and products that are helping me now. And so I jumped on the bandwagon and jumped on with Ashley and started doing the business. It was about June. And I'm so grateful I did. I mean, it's been amazing. But coming from the world that I live in my normal job, I work anywhere between 50 to 70 hours a week. I'm always, my phone, because of my job and the many hats I wear, my phone is always on 24/7. I'm always a slave to doing that. I love where I work. I love the people I work with. I love my job. However, I mean, it is still a job, and it's something that my family has to make sacrifices sometimes for that job. When this came in, is the biggest thing that I saw right off the bat for me. Like I said, we're living paycheck to paycheck and not putting much back to retirement. Ashley loves to travel. I like to travel. We have 5 kids. So life isn't cheap, and especially living here on the Gulf Coast, it's, prices have really come up. So the cost of living's high. So we weren't putting anything back savings wise or retirement. I actually thought, I'll probably work till I'm dead. I mean, that's kind of what I thought. I mean, which it is what it is. But this was the first time that I saw that I can actually retire, but not just retire, but retire into something that's going to make money and continue to make money for us through residual income. And, work it hard and build that. And then it's just like seeing what can be done here and actually seeing that I can actually retire. Now I can, we take PTO now, and we used to, even with what we do now, we would get out and go on trips, go to Hawaii. We went to Hawaii one time, and I'll never forget, we were in Hawaii. We were there for 10 days, and we had paid for the trip before we went. So we've been paying on it for like 2 years. Got there, and it was one of those things, like I had to sit there and watch our money the whole time to make sure we didn't spend too much in Hawaii, to make sure our bills could be covered when we got home. And this last 6 months, 7 months, we don't worry about that anymore at all. Because it's not, we know that Partner Code money is coming in on Friday along with the retail. So it's like our lives have totally changed, and the stresses, the financial independence that we're starting to see from it, and the potential that's coming up. Again, we haven't been in it long, but we've seen it make such a difference in our lives and other people's lives. That, I mean, to me, this is my passion. I mean, but I love it now. And and I see the time freedom that we're able to get. Like we said, we like to travel. Ashley doesn't work any of those 3 extra jobs anymore. She's just working her normal job, and she actually moved to PRN. So now she just goes to work when she wants to, or when she's called in, she can tell them no or whatever. And so as long as I've got PTO for my normal job, we can go. But what's great is once I get to that point, to, whether it's retirement or whatever from that job, that time freedom's there. We can still work this business from wherever we are. I mean, we were in Salt Lake, we're here, we're on the beach, we're doing, at work, during breaks, you just can work it from anywhere. And it's just part of our lives now. And it's such a huge blessing to be able to see the financial independence and the time freedom that we're getting from it.
Love it. It's giving you hope in your life, and that's
Absolutely.
something that we lose as we are going through life, to actually have a chance to make a difference in our households again. Fred, I know you've got some questions for him for sure.
I do. We are coming up against a hard time close here in just a little bit. Reese, first of all, extraordinary story. I love hearing it. I love hearing success. I've been in this industry a long time. I've never seen anything like this ever before. But I want to ask you, what does time freedom mean to you? Can you kind of give me what does that really mean to you? Because I think most people want it, but are scared to express it. What does time freedom mean to you when you could be an executive and probably continue to work your way up in that company?
Yeah, so I mean, I've had job opportunities outside. I want to live here. I want to live where we're at. There's not a lot of corporate opportunities, or for my skill set here in the area. So being able to this helps me be able to keep this job here as we're going and not have to change up. But as far as time freedom for us and our family, it is being able to go when we need to go. Like I said, we have 5 kids scattered across the Southeast. So we're, my oldest is 20. He's in college and at UCF. Ashley's oldest is in South Florida. So, I mean, we're always going to try to see them and do things, but being able just to pick up and go and know that the business is still going, know that we can work from anywhere and do this, and know that if we need to turn it off, we can turn it off, and we have help, and it's not one of those things. If I turn my phone off for my normal job, if I just say I can't do it, we could have catastrophes in that, and I have to be able to respond. And if I'm turning my phone off and they can't get a hold of me, there's some repercussions that could come from that. But with this, you could still turn your phone off for a couple of days. You can decompress, and the business is still going. It's still there when you get back. And so being able to do this from wherever, whenever, and just tying it into your life is huge. Your time is not dominated by trying to make money. You get what I'm saying there? Like, you're not trading your time for money at that point.
Very good. Last question, if I could. Where do you see yourself and this company in 5 years?
With my normal job or within Partner Co?
No, with Partner.co. 5 years.
Well, I hope it continues to just grow the way it's been growing. We've made so many, new friends, and I mean, it's just, I see these calls. I see the calls that we're on in the mornings. I see those growing out so big. I mean, we had huge events. I see us being a part of that. I see us just getting to know more and more people through the business and seeing so many people's lives change, like mine was. Like, one thing I didn't say about my health wise was I'd given up on trying to lose weight. I thought I was probably going to die at 65, 68, whatever. And sugar was going to be the death of me, but it's given me my life back. And I see so many people, and that's the key. I see hundreds of people within 5 years, thousands of people just from our team being helped by these products, being helped financially. And then us as a family being able to say, okay, if something happens at my job, I'm good. I've got something. If I want to leave, if I want to retire early, I've got something. I can see us doing this full time easily then.
Very good. Miss Ashley, anything before we close out?
No, I just love it. So that's just, that's somebody that's able, we all have that want of something different. And we think we know it all and tried it all out there. This is just that vehicle to get you something different in life. And, we as we're going right through life, we just accept life and we stop leading our life. This is a chance to get back into that vehicle and start leading your life again into that direction of whatever that goal is for you. And it's so different for everybody, but if you can just grab a hold and help them go achieve their goals, then you get your goals achieved as well. So it is a win-win situation, whether you're helping somebody change their life from a health standpoint and or a financial standpoint. And that's what I love, is that we get to just lock arms with you and be a part of that with you. So I love this industry. I love our company and what it's changing so many people's lives, like Ashley and Reese, that got a family of 5, living paycheck to paycheck. And now it's actually giving them a life of hope again, to not have to live that way again, and having options later in life, because that's what this is about, right? Having options and taking back control and leading your life again, instead of just accepting life because we don't have to anymore.
Hey, Reese, one quick comment here from me. When you said you had a 20-year-old in college, I thought you and your wife had just barely got into 30. My gosh.
They're young.
Ashley says she loves you, Fred.
I'm serious about that. Well, they're probably 28, 29, 31 max.
Max.
I wish. I wish.
Yeah.
Appreciate you more than you know, sir. This has been a great Zoom. You've brought so much energy to it. We appreciate you and your bride. I appreciate Ashley. Listen, folks, we'll be back next week. Pay attention. Get back with the person invited you to this Zoom. One or two things. At least thank them because they thought enough of you to invite you. If this is not for you, it's perfectly okay. I generally find that most people want to know more about the product or they want to know more about the business. And almost 70% want to know more about both. Get your questions answered from the person who invited you here. And the worst thing that can happen, we've met, become friends, and there's nothing bad about that. We love y'all and have a blessed night and happy holidays.